welcome to Empires of Undergrowth. And I also started this when I really did need to go to the bathroom. I really need to go to the bathroom, but in a very close time to that. But either way, that's not much the thing that we need to talk about today. We don't need to talk about going to the bathroom today. We need to talk about how slow this computer is at loading. No, it isn't really that slow, but it froze. It's the pressure that I put on it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just pause it and wait, honestly. That's probably the best idea. Oh! No pausing and waiting required. Like, no guesswork required. The strangest channel on YouTube. With the ooh, apparently. No. YouTube isn't a thing. I believe YouTube isn't a thing. Oh, imagine if YouTube is a thing. Yeah. I heard the sound repeat for a bit, but we are luscious. We have luscious amounts of food. Should we call this luscious amounts of food? And yes, I do go too far on jokes sometimes. Like this. And it did cost me time. In time it did. Like only just a few minutes. That's like under the time that it takes for me to record a video. A singular YouTube video. Yeah. And also these things take the shortest route. They don't care about danger, I believe. Well, that's strange thing. And look at them, they're just getting bulky in food. How much food do they have? They definitely do have a ton. We're probably gonna not. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make this in a long time, but look, all 82 of my soldiers. Well, they're definitely gonna do work with the ladybugs. They definitely are. Did we actually kill a ladybug for once and all? Well, we have killed ladybugs before, and yet I've even put in so much units on it to the point that it would actually have that the ladybugs would die. And units, I mean ants, and yeah. We got 92, like, most of these are level 1 ants. And this isn't even a great comparison. Like, this is maybe like 300. I believe 300 is the one, or maybe like 200. Those are two very vast numbers in the game. That's because imagine if every one of these tiles is a centimeter. Like a square centimeter. They're like square hexagons, but yeah, that would be a very big ant colony. Very big it is. Maybe as tall as one, like someone. Well, maybe taller than a baby for sure. But the point is, it's really tall. If you were to put it right side up. Although the map isn't that tall, it's pretty flat. If we're just measuring everything in centimeters. These super soldiers are just wandering and attacking. Yeah, I definitely do see the strength of them. And I see the strength of about a pretty bad amount. Yeah. That's not good for them. Yeah, they definitely aren't gonna be happy about what's gonna come next. And probably at level 3 or 2. Takes enough to be at level 3. There was enough time. We're actually now using the food source to our vast extent. Now. We are using it to our vastest extent. Yeah, we're using it, our food sources like it's an eighth of food source. It has a pretty high thing until you get to the vast extent, and if you put in more, then you get to the vast extent is basically where the points where it's practically useless incentive. Look, we just killed a ladybug. Yes, we did. That's because we reached the vast extent of this thing. Now look, they're all done. Now the ladybugs aren't even safe. Yeah. That's one of the things. If you put them to the very vast of the extents, then you could probably get a lot of food. Oh, they just swarmed the ladybug. They're swarming the ladybugs. Yes, they are. This is the channel where ants get swarmed, where ladybugs get swarmed. For them, they have to deal with they have to live a day and deal with this. This is a problem for them. And also strange sound glitches. No one, I don't know what that is, but hey, it's more just annoying. Yeah, we're doing this to the very vast extent. Because look, we're getting only like a few ants going back like every so often. This is just expanding to the vast extent. Yes, that is actually. This is. And this isn't even the. We're already at. We're already at a 101 not super soldiers, but 101 soldiers alone. On this, including everything on the collecting team. Our offense team has that much. That's when really we need a ton more. A ton more. Yeah, I don't know how much this would weigh. But this colony would be heavy if it were one. It's because it has so much ants in it that it would be heavy. Probably a heavy scale for any colony. Like, we probably have the amount that the little black ants or the leaf cut. Like, we probably have the amount of soldier ants as these ants, the leafcutter major ants. We just have enough soldier ants alone. And I mean in that top pile. But maybe not the amount to kill the amount to kill them. Though taking a lot of chance and stuff. And it can be possible though. Oh my god, they're just ignoring this. And also my CPU. No, my CPU, it's my computer. It's not happy. It's not happy at all. We broke the game before this existed. Look at that fight between a frog and a spider. I believe the spider is gonna win this one. The frog mercilessly. The frog just belly slapped itself. Why are you rubbing yourself? You know that rubbing yourself. What happened? Did the frog just jump away? The The frog jumped away. Oh, yes, it did jump away. Either the frog. Like, how strong is. Did it just jump itself out of existence? It's probably what happened. It frogged jump it. It frog jumped itself out of existence. Of the game. Either way. Why are they doing that? They're not smart. It's not a. That's because it's small. It's not real intelligence. Probably. It isn't smart. Isn't very smart, but look how much we just got. Like now, that isn't even enough to get a good comparison of that food. It would take a lot of food, honestly. But now look, we get to enjoy collecting giant amounts of food, apparently. Also, with stuff in, also with them getting a ton of those in the process. And now they're like building just a squad of major ants. You know that's not going to be a smart idea. That's because you know what's coming. They don't know, I believe. They don't know what's coming. Yeah, they seriously don't know what will come. They seriously don't know what's coming for them. They don't know. They are definitely not going to survive this wave of ants. Instead, what about instead of the beach? What about instead of water? It would just be a ton of ants. And what happens if you go into the beach? That would be a wave of ants. That's because there's water and it's basically, what does even wave mean in this point? They all just scattered to attack. They're like, fight. Yeah. No, they're like, what? Just they just swarmed there. At frogs. Why can't we have more of them in our lives? On this game, we shouldn't have more of them. And I'm actually wondering if they're gonna show like jungle things. Yeah. There's also the Fire Ant one with the aphid collection mechanic, so I'm also wanting to see that too. So we can steal our enemies' aphids. Apparently. That's probably what we could do. If we wanted to do a really annoying strategy. Yeah, it would be annoying. It would be. That frog jumped far. Oh, that frog is a mining frog. Yeah. But seriously, we are all level 1s. Like, this is all not level. These are all level 3s. And these are all the level 1s. Like, that is insane. Like, not only are we taking this to the insane extent of ants, we're defining what even big means. Big number of ants means. In this game. Like, this is a big amount of ants. And we're gonna go to 100. I know, food is coming. It will come. We know it will. One way or another. Okay. Like, yeah. Oh, there we go. You're stopping them from stealing our food. Like we drop so rapidly in our food. I wonder if they would make graphs, but then they could have fun making graphic novels. Another one of those bad jokes. What happens if you actually turn Empires of the Undergrowth into a graphic novel? That would be something that would be really confusing, but that's just a thing. That's just a thought, a random one. And I don't have a great idea as well of what the next ant colony is gonna be. That's because the next one, it says there's 5 ant types, main ant types, the types that you could achieve in story mode. Like this is a side type. Like the black ants as well, the little black ants. They're just also a side type. The side ones. They aren't like the main starring things like the fire ants. Or this one. Or the leafcutter ants. Yeah. They didn't add much different colonies like in the early versions. And I actually wonder if they will have a slave maker colony. Just to make things be more annoying. Although now we do actually know what a slave maker is. Not is, but its cost. Like its tiles cost, I've actually bet like the other foot. Like it's like another version of like, so you're basically on the other foot on this for this one. And so yeah, it's basically gonna be on the other side, like you're gonna be the enemy of what, yeah, the enemy that we lost a lot of times too, but yeah. You're gonna basically be the enemy in that one. In that one you get the slave maker ant soldiers, which they deal like they are like 65 to place, and I believe they're like 5 to hatch. Yeah. Yeah. That's how much they cost to hatch. So yeah. I believe they're 5 to hatch. I haven't really, but they may be 6 or 5, but I do know that I would rather have trap giant. Well, they should also have trap giants. Maybe even warrior ants. Just to, I want to play as them, and I believe I forgot what their major ants cost or what their, yeah. I have very low details on the costs and stuff. So yeah. Although the other foot gives you a great intel on what entail or whatever on what is that, what it costs in food in Empires of the Growth. Why aren't they taking that? That's like the best food source in the game. Since first of all, you have nothing to fight over in its competitors, but basically you have nothing to fight over than that. Ladybugs, they're just annoying. They aren't problems. They're just an alternative food source. Yeah, they are just an alternative food source, basically. Like, if you worked this tile enough, not this tile, why am I taking those words from Sid Meier's Civilization? If you had put in a lot of ants on this feature in the game, Empires of the Undergrowth, then you could actually eventually kill ladybugs. That's the thing. Well, if any of you guys who likes ladybugs, This is probably not the probably just don't work this tile too much. But it doesn't get that much of a reward. That's because they like come not that often, but hey. It's something that you can work but like really improve. Okay, we're sending our team that just changes priorities, such as like fishes. Oh no. We still have the fish to collect. How long of a they're stealing. How dare you steal our food? We'll pay very soon. Once these ants take the food away from the fish. Yeah, like also like in the other things. So I'm practically telling a lot of rules and stuff, but the thing as well, like in Rising Tide, but Queen of the Hill, there's actually like a thing called that actually the fish have like 10 or 100 times more food in them. So yeah, that's a thing. If you were wondering. Yeah. They have modified that kind of feature, but it's also the one that enemy ants take. Apparently. They always go after it, apparently. All those enemy neutral ants. They're neutral ants, basically. They aren't on anyone's team, basically. They're more just there. They were there in the start of the game, and now they're just still there. At like the start of free play, they were there. Basically, all what they've been doing, they haven't been doing much with them. They're mainly just more strong wood ants, basically. Yeah. Before any of adding more colonies, it was basically just a survival game. It was a survival game, basically, like free play. It's where you had to survive on your own. And, like, ramp is like or spikes is pretty interesting. So basically what ramp does is that it just increases over time. It's not exponential. Then there's like scale with colony that they added, and then like the two original ones is ramp, spikes, which is basically just spikes that don't increase at all. Then there's ramp with spikes. Spikes that also ramp up over time, and also the normal ramps up as well. So yeah, ramp and spikes and ramp are pretty big. Big for things. That's because ramp and spike are like the first few ones, and then there's the new one that's called constant. And basically what constant does is that difficulty right here you see has been staying the same for the entire series. Or this entire series, apparently. And that's because I chose constant. And what constant does is that it just keeps it at. Basically, it keeps it at. It's basically one where it's basically just competing. That's how you mainly win this one. Constant. So it has been staying the same difficulty, and yet it's hard, apparently. And why do spider webs keep spawning everywhere? Spider webs. The really most confusing. The world's most confusingest phenomenon. No, they aren't phenomenon. I'm making. I'm. I can't say phenomenon. I don't even know if I'm saying it the correct way that you're supposed to. There we go. The ant that's stealing our food. We must kill it. That That's how it apparently goes in ants. If it's stealing your food, just kill it. That is probably the most easiest way to deal with them. Yeah, or just let them be there. Yeah. Either way, they're taking your... That is a bit insane. 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 Yeah, but we killed it, so who cares? And they also have red mouths, apparently, for some reason. This game, they're like one of the only red-mouthed things. Red mouths matter. Apparently. Like the spiky, like these things can be like a really menace to like the ones that generally just swarm. Like the little black ants. Which apparently they aren't doing great. Or they're just focusing everything on defense. Nothing else on anything else. So I believe that is gonna do it for this video, and I believe you may be doing 2 videos and then 1 video just to strike back on the little black ants. I'm planning to strike back on the little black ants first since they're the weakest. And probably they generally have a swarm strategy and we have a ton of them. And that's generally going to be the easiest. So